Hello. Today, in National Library Week, is Dress as Your Favorite Character Day. Can you guess who I am? I hope the hat is a pretty good giveaway. If not, I also have this. I had to make this because I don't have one at home and I couldn't go to the store. Boing. And it goes with this. I'm Robin Hood. I had this cloak that I made myself. Over 10 years ago. About 14 years ago, I made this for a Halloween project, and I've had it ever since, and it goes all the way down to the floor. And then I made this hat out of paper, green construction paper, and I stapled it together, and I taped this feather that I did happen to have. I didn't have to go outside and get it. It was a craft feather I had from somewhere. I don't know that I would be safe to use a feather from a bird. There might be some germs on it. So luckily I had this feather. And then I did go outside and get those sticks, and I had some string, and I made myself a little bow and arrow so I could be Robin Hood. I'm going to take the, I forgot I pinned it into my hair so it wouldn't fall off my head. I'm going to take the hat off because it's a little bit awkward to wear it. Let's see. Robin Hood hat. And also, if I take the hat off, I can show you the hood on my cloak, which is a big hood. See? Kind of like a Voldemort hood or something. Anyway, that's enough of that silliness. So today we're going to continue to read Sarai Saves the Music by Sarai Gonzalez and Monica Brown in the grades 3 through 5 level of the Rhode Island Latino Books Month award nominee list for 2020. We are on chapter 6. Now this book, as you may have noticed, has been going by pretty quickly. I honestly don't know if we're going to finish it today or tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes and how I'm feeling about whether I can find a good stopping point a little bit early or whether we should just push on through to the end. It's starting to get kind of exciting, though, because now they're about to film their performance, their cover of the song. So let's see how that goes. Ready, set, action. Looks pretty official. The sun is shining when kids start showing up at our house on Saturday morning. The garage looks great, and Tata has the camera set up in the driveway, ready to film. Juju and I made him a megaphone out of construction paper that says, El Director. Then we made one for Juju that reads, The Boss. Mom and Dad are outside talking to the parents and inviting them to stay and watch. Miss Cruz helps us get the instruments ready, and Juju explains how everything will work. She has a clipboard and looks very professional. She's even marked places for kids to stand with masking tape on the floor of the garage. Finally, it's time. Ready, set, action, Tata says into his megaphone, and he starts filming. Welcome to the first ever episode of Sarai's Garage Chat with your host, me, Sarai Gonzalez, and featuring the Glitter Girls, I say. And on cue, Josie and Lucia run across the stage throwing handfuls of confetti in the air. They are dressed in matching tutus with their hair in pigtails with ribbons. We are filming a special episode today because, frankly, people, we have a crisis, I say, looking straight into the camera. Our school district, right here in New Jersey, is about to cut funding to all our elementary music programs. I've invited several of our school band members here to explain why that's not a good idea. Let's start with our star drummer, Augie. Let me throw some facts at you, Augie says, tapping his cymbals to make his point. Students who study music do better in math, reading, and writing than those who don't study music. Let's hear from our clarinet player, Carla. What are your thoughts? I ask. Kids involved with the arts are less likely to drop out of school, she says, reading from the cue card Javier is holding up. Let's ask our bass drummer what she thinks, I say. Ellie? Kids who play musical instruments have higher self-esteem than those who don't, Ellie says, and then spins around in a circle, ending with a few taps on her drums. She's got a lot of flair. Wow, I say, I think the evidence is in. School music programs are important. That's why we are asking everyone watching to come to our concert on Friday in the Martin Luther King Jr. Gym. Donate if you can, or just come and enjoy, and write a letter to the district in support of school music programs. And we are going to give you a preview of one of the songs we are going to perform, Glitter and Gleam by Sparkle Sanchez. Did you know that she participated in school music programs in the Bronx when she was growing up? I turned to Valeria. You never know who the next musical superstar will be, Valeria says, going off script and flipping her hair. So support music education in all our schools. Thanks, Valeria, I say. And at our school, everyone is a star. And now it's time for our cover song. Ready? Hit it. We sound great. We do our big finish and end with the drums pounding, the cymbals smashing, and everyone cheering. I look straight at the camera and say, thank you for watching this episode of Sarai's Garage Chat. Remember, music is for everyone. Support music in New Jersey schools. And then Lucia and Josie run toward the camera and throw sparkly confetti at it. Cut, says Tata. That's a wrap. He sounds like a real director. We all cheer, and Miss Cruz cheers the loudest. Valeria even compliments Josie and Lucia on their Glitter Girl costumes. I can hardly believe it. That was amazing, Miss Cruz says. Your best performance yet. My parents make sure we have everyone's parents' permission to post the video online. The kids in my class leave, and then Tata, Juju, and I spend the rest of the day editing it to look really cool. We even have a link to our school's fundraising page. It takes a long time, and Mom and Dad insist we take a break for dinner. Later on, Mama Rosi calls and asks where Tata is. He gets on the phone to say, Hola, amor, I'll be home in an hour. I'm helping our granddaughter save the world again. After he hangs up, I run over to him and give him a big hug. Finally, we upload the video to the internet. I ask my parents to share it online with the PTA, family, friends, neighbors, Miss Cruz, and anyone else they can think of. We need to get the word out, and fast. I'm going to share with everyone I know, I say, and I make sure my friends at school do too. Then, a couple of days later, something extraordinary happens. When I get to school, Augie and Christina run up to me and both talk at once. You won't believe what's happening, Augie says. The video is everywhere, Christina says in the loudest voice I've ever heard her use. You've seen it? I ask. In like 3 places, Augie says. My parents got it on the school listserv, and my abuelita called and said it was shared on her church's Facebook page. The teenager who lives next door to me showed it to me on his iPhone. Someone had forwarded it to him. Our next door neighbor stopped me when I was walking Wolf to say she's seen it and told me that she supports what we kids are doing, Christina says. My neighbor also said she forwarded the video to the mayor, who she knows personally. That's awesome, I say. Now maybe we'll get more people to come to our concert and donate to the music program. Sarai, I hear a voice say, I need to talk with you. I turn around, and it's Principal Harris. Am I in trouble? No, she smiles. Quite the opposite. I just wanted you to know that a local news crew is coming today to interview Miss Cruz about our music program and the video you and the kids made. I don't understand, I say. Why do they want to do a story about us? Because, Augie says, we've been trying to tell you. You've gone viral. We've gone viral. There's been so much interest in our music program thanks to the video that the local news has asked Miss Cruz to come on to talk about it, says Principal Harris. My head is spinning. Later that afternoon, Miss Cruz walks into our classroom. How did the interview go, Miss Cruz? Augie asks. What's happening with the music program now? I follow up. Are we going to be famous? Valeria asks. Students, Miss Cruz says excitedly, I have good news. The reporter told me that the superintendent of schools made a positive statement supporting the arts, so that's a good sign. We all start cheering and clapping. Nothing final has been decided, so don't get too excited. And I hate to cut the celebration short, Miss Cruz says, but we need to practice. We need to be our best at the concert next Friday. The community is expecting us to make them proud. We warm up with scales and then turn to our new song. I wanted to announce our 2 percussion soloists for the concert next Friday. It was a tough decision because you are all amazing, but this time our soloists will be Augie and Ellie. My heart feels like it sinks into my stomach. I wanted a solo so bad. I think Miss Cruz can tell I'm upset because after class she says, Sarai, can I talk to you for a minute? I just nod my head. I'm afraid if I say something, I'll cry. I know you are disappointed about the solo, and I would be too, but Ellie and Augie have been practicing more than you lately, so they are the best prepared for next week. But I've been busy trying to save the program, I say. I know, Miss Cruz says, and I understand and appreciate you more than you can imagine. I realize that you've sacrificed lots of hours to help the program, so I thought you'd be the perfect person to introduce our Sparkle Sanchez song, along with the others we will be playing. You can be our MC. I would love to be the MC, I say, smiling. I don't need to practice talking. I'm good at it. You're a good drummer too, Sarai, Miss Cruz assures me. It's just hard to do it all. I think about what Miss Cruz says. If the music program gets saved, it will definitely be worth it, I say. You know what, Sarai, Miss Cruz says, even if the music program doesn't get saved, I'll think it was all worth it. I agree, but to be honest, I'm still kind of worried. Chapter 7, The Big Show. And I think we are going to go ahead and finish the book today. So we've only got about 20 more pages. Here's the picture. It is the Friday night of the big concert, and I'm a little nervous. The gym at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary is more packed than I've ever seen it, and it seems like our whole town is here. We have a table with a box for financial donations, and we have another table with a bunch of postcards addressed to the school district, the mayor, and the governor. Parents and kids can write out reasons why they hope the music program will be saved, and Miss Cruz has promised to drop them off at the post office early tomorrow. I've done a lot of research about Sparkle Sanchez, and I'm excited to share what I've learned about her and the song we will be singing, Glitter and Gleam. I've memorized my introduction. Usually the 4th graders would go first, then the 5th and 6th graders, then the 7th graders, and the 8th graders in advanced band would go last. But today, because of all our efforts to save the program, Miss Cruz decided that we, the 4th graders, are going to close the show. And what a show! Every single class does great. Finally, it's our turn. Miss Cruz introduces us, and we play our first 2 songs. We get a big round of applause. It's time for our fantastic finale. I walk up to the microphone, take a deep breath, and look at Miss Cruz, who is standing off stage. She gives me a nod and 2 thumbs up. Thanks everyone for coming, I say, loud and proud. I represent Miss Cruz's 4th grade music class, Level 1 band. We are so happy to see everyone here, and we appreciate all of the support we've had from each of you. We have a special surprise for you tonight, parents, friends, and music lovers. We are going to end the night with a special song that we hope will put a sparkle in your eye. It's called Glitter and Gleam, and it was written by Stephanie Sparkle Sanchez, a girl who grew up less than 15 miles from here in the Bronx, and who first learned to play guitar in her elementary music class. I looked up the word gleam in the dictionary, and it means reflected light. And the fact that we have filled up this gym is a reflection of our love for music and the light it brings to each of us, I say. Then I stop talking and look out at the audience. They start clapping. Do you want to save our music program? I ask. Yes, the audience responds, clapping. Are you sure? I ask again. Yes, the audience says, clapping and yelling a little louder. Do you want us to play Glitter and Gleam? I ask. All of a sudden, it seems like every single person in the entire gym jumps up and cheers at the same time. Actually, it's more like they scream. It sounds like a roar. I'm kind of in shock, but I guess they're really excited about our song. Turn around, Sarai, I hear Augie say from behind me, above the roar of the crowd. I turn around, and then I see her. Now I understand why the crowd is going crazy. Right behind me, smiling and waving to the crowd, is Sparkle Sanchez. Sparkle Sanchez, I yell, not realizing I'm still holding the microphone. She laughs and walks over and puts her hand on my shoulder. She has long pink fingernails with, what else, sparkles on them. I'm in shock. I say the first thing I think of. You smell like flowers, I say, and then I hand her the microphone. She laughs and says, Hi, Sarai. Stephanie Sparkle Sanchez knows my name. She then takes my hand and turns to the audience. I can't quite believe this is happening. Sparkle Sanchez is here, standing next to me at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary, in our very own gym. Let's make some noise in support of music programs for kids, Sparkle says. Who wants a song? The crowd is going crazy. Everyone has their phones out, and there are so many flashes and pictures, it seems like the gym is full of stars. Sparkles turns to us and asks, Are you ready to sparkle and shine, musicians? Yes, we say, and I run over to my snare drum. One, two, Sparkles says, tapping her foot. 1, 2, 3. And then she starts singing. We play our hearts out, and it feels like the whole community is singing along with her and us. At the end of the song, Sparkles shouts, Shine bright, reflect the light. And then she disappears backstage, and just like that, she's gone. Did that really happen? I asked Christina. Or am I in a dream? It was real, Christina says. After the concert, I rush to find my family. I see my Tata and Mama Rosi first. Mi estrella, Tata says, you were truly a star tonight. You were wonderful, Sarai, Mama Rosi says. I hug them both. Then, all at once, my other grandparents, Mama Chila and Papa, my parents, and my sisters, find me. I'm hugged and kissed and congratulated. Glitter and gleam, Mama Chila says, and does a little dance. Good job, Sarai, Josie signs. Sparkle Sanchez is so beautiful, Lucia says, jumping up and down. And such an amazing singer, Mom says. I took lots of pictures. I'm proud of you, Sarai, Dad says. Gonzalez's never give up. No, they don't, I agree, hugging each member of the family. I'm so happy you are here. This is the best night of my life so far, I say, and I mean it. Did we raise enough money to save the program? I ask my dad. I'm not sure, he says, but Miss Cruz did tell me that Sparkles Sanchez made her own special donation to the school district. Really? I say, that's amazing. How did she know about our concert? I wonder. It must have been the video, Dad says. It must have been, I agree. Chapter 8, Cupcakes, Flowers, and Surprises. I'm feeling so happy and grateful when I wake up on Saturday that I spend all morning baking. I want to do something nice for the world and the people in it. That afternoon, I walk over to Martinez & Sons to drop off some cupcakes for Mr. Martinez. Gracias, Sarai, he says. Then I head over to the Washingtons' house with a dozen cupcakes, enough for their 4 hungry boys and a few of their friends, too. Finally, I walk over to Senora Sanchez's house, through her amazing garden and up the steps to knock on her door. Buenas tardes, I say when she answers. I have a surprise for you, your favorite triple chocolate raspberry cream cupcakes. I hand her the tray and she smiles. Sarai, you've got to come in and have one with me, she says. Sure, I say. I always like visiting Senora Sanchez's house. Everything is different shades of pink, and the inside even smells like flowers. Senora Sanchez doesn't have children, but she does have lots of nieces and nephews. I know this because her walls are covered with pictures. While Senora Sanchez goes into the kitchen to get milk for me and café con leche for herself, I sit on her floral couch and look at the pictures along her back wall. I smile when I see a girl of around my age wearing a pink shirt with turquoise glitter letters that spell out Te amo. I love you. She has her arm wrapped around Senora Sanchez. There's something about her that looks familiar. Here you go, Sarai, Senora Sanchez says, walking back in with a cupcake on a plate. She hands me a tall glass of cold milk. She sips her café con leche and takes a bite of the cupcake I made her. These are so delicious, she says. Yum! I'm so glad you like them, I say, still looking at the picture on the wall. What is it that it reminds me of? Then, all of a sudden, it hits me. I jump up and walk over to the picture of Senora Sanchez and the little girl. I look more closely. In the right-hand corner, it says, "To my favorite tia, with lots of love, Stephanie." That's Stephanie Sparkles Sanchez, I say. It was you. You sent her the video. You're a Sanchez, too. You're her aunt. Take a breath, sweetie, Senora Sanchez says, laughing. I wondered if you would ever figure it out. Stephanie is my great niece on my brother's side. I used to babysit her and her brother when they were little before I moved out here to the suburbs. So you helped save the music program, I say, still shocked. Why didn't you ever mention that you were related to Sparkles Sanchez? People get a little crazy about famous people, so I'm going to ask you not to mention it to anyone else in the neighborhood, she says. Not even my parents, I say. I tell them everything. As you should, Senora Sanchez says, smiling. But what? I ask. They already know, Senora Sanchez says, laughing again at the look on my face. When I get home, I run up the front steps and find my family in the living room. Mom, Dad, I say, I can't believe you didn't tell me about Senora Sanchez. What about Senora Sanchez? Lucia asks. Mom raises her eyebrows at me, and Dad gives me a look. You didn't tell me that she helped the music program too, I say, realizing that the last person on earth who can keep a secret is my littlest sister. Well, she did, Dad says. In fact, Miss Cruz called while you were out, and we raised enough funding to cover the program for another 2 years. And, Mom says, Miss Cruz thinks that we've gotten so much attention that no one will dare to get rid of our program for a long time. Wow, I say, that's awesome. This is inspiring. I'm going to go practice on my drum pad. I have an idea for a song. Your own song? Josie signs. Yes, I say. I have a message to share. Well, Lucia asks, what is it? Spread the sparkle, I say, and everyone laughs. And that is the end of the book. And on the last page, you can see it says, look out for more awesome adventures with Sarai. I think this book that we just read is the second or third book in the series. And there are these other two in the series, Sarai and the Meaning of Awesome, and Sarai in the Spotlight. So I definitely am interested in those other two books. So we'll maybe we can have a chance to read those another time. If I find sources for them online, I will put them in the comments of this video. So if you want to read them on your own, you might be able to get access to them. Tomorrow, I will start a new book. I still haven't decided which one yet, but it will be a chapter book for about this grade level. Maybe with a boy as the main character, because all 3 books we've read so far have had girls as main characters. I think it might be fair to have a boy, or maybe a couple different alternating main characters. And maybe something with a lot of fantasy in it, because the first one had some magic, but it was still pretty realistic. Something was a little bit more, we'll see. I'll see you all tomorrow with a new book.